Celebrating community culture and music. We are the Sip FM. It is your girl Quita B. And as you know, I am doing Soundtrack to the City, Salute the DJ edition. And I have had a chance to talk to a lot of well-known DJs in the city. It's been so much fun. But you know, I could not do this without the one and only DJ Unpredictable601. Okay, he's not just known locally for his impact on community culture and music, but nationwide. Can we go as far as worldwide?
Yes, let's go global.
Back in the day, they used to call Tom Joyner the fly jock, right?
Yeah.
Because he would go from coast to coast or place to place to do his show. And if y'all knew the amount of travel that goes in to DJ Unpredictable and what he does, like you're always catching a plane somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I chose this lifestyle as a professional DJ 28 years ago. God has blessed me to be able to sustain this career, you know what I mean, through doing good business. So through good business, I am able to get booked and get gigs worldwide, which requires sometimes getting on a plane.
Yes, and you know, when I think about what you do as a DJ, what you do as a party planner, event curator, you are able to take this same vibe wherever Jackson State goes, whether it's to Vegas, whether it's to Miami. You and your team are always putting something together, but we're gonna start slow. Okay. The first question, because we got to understand how you got here, is how did you get into music and DJing?
We can all blame my parents. We can blame my parents for me developing the aspiration in becoming a DJ, and here's why. As a young man growing up in a two-parent home, my parents used to host house parties. Okay, they used to host house parties on Friday, Saturday, and if you know, like I know, when the grown people are having a good time, the young folks got to go to the back of the house, close the door, and don't come out. All right, don't come out. So guess what? Yeah, I was that hard-headed little kid who came out of the back of the house, peeped inside the main room to see all the adults having a good time, enjoying spirits, and most importantly, Quita B, the music, the response, the reaction that people were giving the music that was being played. I knew then I wanted to be the person to play the music to get that response from people. So here we are 28 years later.
What was like the first song that you heard your parents playing at one of these parties that really got people up and going?
Oh my goodness. It could have been anything from the 60s and 70s. Let's just say that. You know, that pure funk, funkadelic music. Yeah, that right there from the 60s and 70s. Mostly from the 70s though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I heard a lot of that growing up as well, and a lot of blues because I was in my grandparents' household, so a lot of the blues being here in the South. So we're taking it back to where your love for music and DJing came from. Where did the name Unpredictable come from?
My DJ style got me that name. My performance, my presentation is going to be unpredictable. You never know where I'm going to go with my mix. You never know where I'm going in my show. So I said to myself, I'm going to call myself Unpredictable. And there it is. DJ Unpredictable comes from just my delivery style as a DJ.
And I've seen you up close and personal do that, because when we were at the Sip FM's anniversary a couple of years ago, I saw you take a crowd from praising the Lord with Kirk Franklin, with Melodies from Heaven to Sexy Red.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to find the happy medium to bring those two genres together, those two artists together. But most importantly, Quita B, I knew where I was in that moment. I knew that those two songs would be relatable to that audience that was there. First of all, shout out to the Sip FM and shout out to Jackson State University student body, faculty, staff, president, all those good people over there at Jackson State University. But Kirk Franklin, you can't go wrong with that. I don't care how old you are, you're gonna sing that. And then at the time, Sexy Red had just came out with that hit record. So it was a no-brainer.
Okay. You went to Provine and JSU. How did growing up in Jackson and being at those two schools, how did they kind of shape who you are today?
Well, being from the South, more specifically Mississippi, a close-knit town, right? We're Southern Belt, if you will. And JPS, no matter which school you went to, was closely knitted, right? We had our competition, whether it be in sports or music or things of that nature, but we still were considered one. We still come up from the same household background, teachings and things of that nature. That old saying, it takes a village. So that's what it was like in high school. And guess what? That translated to college as well. That translated to Jackson University being a HBCU, historically Black college and university. No matter where you went, more specifically, Jackson State is a SWAC school, right? So me being in the marching band, being a drum major, I would see these different SWAC schools weekly. And the common thing that we had was music, all right? Music, and then just family. So being around, coming up in the JPS culture and the HBCU culture kind of, mold me into this DJ to go out and not be afraid to speak to others, stand on your foundation as a young man from the South and use that in all my business elements.
And you are a drum major, as you mentioned, for the sonic boom of the South. What was that like?
It was amazing. It was, my goodness. Listen, to become a drum major at Jackson State University is equivalent to being the president of the United States. Not this president that we currently have, other presidents. I'm just saying that was a big deal. Oh my God, for the community, for the city, for the state, for the region. And Jackson State University within itself is a big deal. It's a big brand. And for you to be the drum major in the best band in the land was a great achievement for me as a student here at Jackson State University, while I was here at Jackson State University.
Now, I was like on campus while you were at Jackson State. I can't remember what year you were in, but I do remember you always promoting a party. Yeah. And so you're not just a DJ, somebody who is responsible for the music and that vibe. You curate the entire experience, and you were doing it back then. Is that when you kind of started with the party and event planning part of who you are?
Absolutely. Being a DJ, obviously you're DJing for large crowds at different events. At one point, Quita B, I realized the difference between receiving a check as a DJ and receiving a check as the promoter. You know what I mean? So I put those two on a scale and like, wait a minute. This promoter event curator check has a little bit more weight to it than being just hired as the DJ. Now, I don't want people that's out there listening to us to get excited about that. It comes with a lot of responsibility, a lot of hard work, a lot of doing good business as being an event curator, in opposed to being a DJ. They're both still very, very important, right? If you're going to be a DJ or if you're going to be an event curator, I just felt like it was a transition moment from professional DJ to adding event curation to my resume, not replacing, but adding. So yeah, when I figured out that I could make a little bit more change, some more coins as being an event curator, I just took to that, and here we are.
Well, let me ask you, what was that moment? Do you have a moment or a highlight where you said, this works? Like these two things, they work for me. Like, was there an event or a moment where that came together for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was about 28 years ago, actually. Believe it or not, there's this left hand, right hand thing, and they work together. When I did my first event in high school, it was class night. You know, back when we were in high school, there was a thing called class night. After you go get your awards and things of that nature, we would have a celebration that night. So I put a party together. Shout out to the old Palm Beach on Livingston Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, if y'all know anything about that, that's where I hosted my first party and I DJ'd it. Okay, right. So at the end of the night, I was only charging $5. Come on, this is 1997. $5. The place was packed. I counted my money at the end of the night and I said, this is what I'm gonna do right here. Right here. It was legal. We were having fun. People were supporting me. I saw the fruits of my labor and I said, yep, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do.
Wow. I have to ask, with you doing it all the way back in high school, for you to have the confidence to do that, it does take confidence to go out there and, have a party because, for most people, they may think, hey, I have this thing and nobody comes.
Yeah.
Like, what advice do you have for maybe that high schooler who wants to kind of step out like that, but is probably afraid?
You got to have faith in any and everything that you want to be a part of, right? Anything that you want to do, you got to believe that God is going to provide for you. And for me, you got to do the work, right? We all know what faith means. We go by not by sight, but by what? The rest of that. So for me, you got to put the work in, Quita B. You got to put the work in and present a product to, I don't want to call them customers, but to an audience, right? Provide a product to an audience that they would be interested in supporting at the end of the day. Things evolve over time. I started in 1997. Surely we're not doing the same thing in 2025 that we were doing in 1997. So you got to go to these different conferences. You got to ask other people in the same industry as you, hey, what are you doing that's working for you? See if it'll work for you. But you got to stay consistent with doing good business and just putting a quality product out for your supporters.
What are some of the different cities where you've held events over the years?
Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Maryland, DC, LA. We've done some things in LA. We've done some things in Texas. I did one thing in the Midwest in Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. That's about it. So within those states and those regions, that's where I mostly do my, my thing.
What's been your favorite place so far? Like, where are the party people, like, for real, for real?
The party people are in the City with Soul, Jackson, Mississippi, baby. Shout out to 601-662-2228. Yeah, that's where the party people live.
Okay, where's your next dream spot? Like, what city would you like to conquer or state?
I would say DC, the chocolate city of the world. DC is a wonderful place to not only visit, but also live. It is a good place for networking. It's a good place for the African-American people to really come together and support each other. And in the industry, as the one that I've chosen, it's a wonderful place to really, go out there and be as consistent and successful as you can.
So we talked about what you do as far as getting the party started, giving the vibe, giving the experience, but you also do a lot in the community. And I know that means a lot for you. Can you talk a little bit about that real quick?
Yeah, so shout out to the greatest fraternity made known to man, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Yeah, we are out in the community. So before I became a member, I was already in love with community service, right? Social action. I think we were put on this earth to help others if and when we can, right? You know what I mean? That's how you get your blessing from the good Lord that we serve. Just do good for others when you can. And under that umbrella falls community service, social action. So a big thing for me is our youth, right? Our youth. Giving back to our youth because they are the future of this world is a big deal for me. So any chance I have an opportunity to be a part of a program or anything that is going to involve youth, where I can teach them things that I am great at: radio, DJ, event curation, just life skills. My hand is raised high. Pick on me. I want to be a part of it. So yeah, community is a big deal in my life, because as we talked about earlier here in the interview, being from the South, come on now, we have to pull together in order for, to get advancement, right? You know what I'm saying? We not necessarily have the resources as the next person may have had to go be as successful as they have become. I always lean on this hashtag #QuitaB. We're stronger together. We work together. You know me, I'm going to always pop that hashtag in, stronger together, because we are only as strong as our weakest link. And that's my mentality.
I really admire that. And I think a lot of other people do as well. And I'm sure a lot of up and coming DJs admire what you do also. So I would ask you to offer a do or word of advice to up and coming DJs, and also a don't from what you've learned over your 20 years of experience.
The do's is simple. Do good business. The don'ts, don't find yourself not doing good business. How about that? Don't find yourself not doing good business, because good business will always find you. No matter how you perform as a DJ, that's subjective, okay? That's subjective. Doing good business, however, is not. People will remember your professionalism. They will remember that you asked questions before you committed to the gig. They will remember you came dressed for the occasion. They will remember you did not play profanity at their event. They will remember that you followed up after the event was over. They will remember that you offered suggestions that would make their experience better. So the do's for all the up and coming DJs that are inspiring: do good business. The don'ts, don't find yourself not doing good business.
I love that. Okay. All right. To wrap this up, I want to shoot you like these 3 rapid fire questions. Okay. And they're all music related. So the first question: you step in the building and it's time to turn the party up. What is the first song that you are throwing on?
Recent Bigelow, Never Scared. And we don't play the Bone Crusher version because he stole that record, and Bone Crusher gets no love from no Mississippi DJs. Shout out to Recent Big.
Okay, second question. If your DJ style had a theme song, what would it be?
Unpredictable by Mystical. Yeah, come on with these rapid questions.
Okay, and the last question. How can folks keep up with you and what you have coming up?
Yeah, so first, before I give them that, I want to say once again, thank you to #QuitaB for allowing me to be on your platform for this great purpose. Guys, make sure you're following my girl #QuitaB on all her socials, and just support everything that she has going on, because she is an awesome friend and she is an awesome co-worker. All right. So now, how to keep up with Unpredictable. I am on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and IG, all at DJ Unpredictable601. All right. Email is djunpredictable601@gmail. And yeah, that's it. You can catch me on the SIP FM weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, for the We Got Action Morning Show.
And make sure you get up with that, because he's got some details coming up on Summer Breeze. And let me tell y'all don't want to miss that.
Yes. Talk about it, #QuitaB.
All right. Thank you once again, DJ Unpredictable601. Y'all keep it right here. We are the SIP.